Brandon, what have you been hearing about Zimmerman at the secondary camp? And I mean, how exciting is it for you and the organization to have him joining Aiken and Kramer and having these guys filter up to the majors?
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. He's been throwing the ball well down in Bowie. Kind of picked up where he left off in spring training, where I really felt like he was throwing the ball great. I've heard a lot about him, but watching him pitch in Major League spring training games, was really impressed with his stuff. And it sounds like he's been, doing the same thing there in Bowie. So excited to hand him the ball for the second game today.
Next is Brett Hollander.
Hey, Brandon, for your young team and the young pitchers that you've been running out, not only are you facing, playoff caliber competition, but another first place team. Does that kind of, in your mind, up the weighted ante of what you're going to get back in return in assessing these players moving forward? Well,
definitely, we're playing this whole season, the short season of the teams we've been playing against. It's been, it's got to be the best. It's got to be the toughest schedule out of 30 teams, just because night in, night out, we're playing playoff contenders. We're playing really good lineups. Look at the starting pitching we faced the last couple of weeks. It's a lot of all-stars in there and a lot of guys with playoff experience. So, I just think it's a great test for our guys. It's a great way to evaluate our players, what we're up against. It's good for our players to see, playoff caliber teams night in, night out. And it's a really nice way to evaluate for us and to stack up to where we are and how we need to improve and what we need to do to get better.
Next is Dan Connolly.
Brandon, Woodger did a good job for you last year. How tough is it to designate him now, and what was the thought process behind it?
Yeah, well, very, very tough morning because, like you said, he especially last year, he really picked us up. We were in dire need of starting pitching. We were having tough time just finishing 9 innings of baseball a lot of nights with very few guys available out of the pen. Our rotation is a little bit all over the place and not giving us many innings on a lot of nights. And Wojo really did a great job of solidifying and helping us out. I really like it. He's a super competitor. He wants the ball. He's a great team guy. It's been a tough day because he has meant a lot to me from the standpoint of what he did for us last year and helping us get through a very, very tough season and competing the way he did. But yeah, this is a little bit part of the business of the game, and we're calling up some of our young players that we're excited about, and sometimes these things happen.
Next is Rich Dubroff.
Hey, Brandon, Zimmerman gives you a sixth starter with 6 games remaining after this home series against Tampa Bay. Is it your intention to start each of them once next week in those 6 games?
I think we're going to play it we're going to see how today goes, and then we're going to reassess after the day today. We have the homestand left, and then we have the off day, and then we have 6. Not sure if he's going to stay in the rotation or possibly do a piggyback situation. Might piggyback him with somebody, but yeah, he will pitch again after today.
Next is John Mioli.
Brandon, before our lives, changed the way they did in March, did you envision a time when, you'd have Kramer, Aiken, and Zimmerman all in the rotation, given the veteran options that you started the spring with?
I think it was everybody was unclear on what the season was going to look like, how we were going to stay healthy. You can never have enough starting pitching. And you look at a team like the Braves, how many starters they've had gone down. You can't predict health in a season. And I thought that was definitely a possibility going in, that we would have some young guys here the second half of this season, or at least toward the end of the year. And that's how it's worked out. And we're excited to really, to give these guys the opportunity to pitch at the big leagues right now and to evaluate them. And Kramer and Aiken so far have really, really been impressive. And hopefully Zim does the same thing.
Next is Steve Molesky.
Brandon, of all the elements an organization can send to the big leagues, that is a rebuilding organization. How important is homegrown starting pitching? Where does that factor in with all of it?
Very important, very important. And, we have more coming too. So we're excited about all of the pitching that we have in our organization. But yeah, you definitely want to develop starters and you want to develop pitching. And it's great to see, with Kramer coming over in the trade, Zim coming over in the trade, Aiken being a second round pick. It's nice to have our guys do well in the minor leagues and now get here and get off to nice starts. But yes, developing, pitching is so hard to develop also. And it's a little bit of a crapshoot through the minor leagues. So when they get here, you're excited about it. And these guys have shown really, really good stuff. And it looks for it's a definite positive sign for our organization going forward.
Next up is Melanie Newman.
Brandon, when you look at the three names that are getting to rejoin the club today, all three of them are Maryland natives. And being such a small state and the pride that they have in this ball club for years now, is that of any special significance when you look at that and know what that means to these guys, maybe personally?
Yeah, I think that, I still haven't seen Zim, so I haven't talked to him personally yet in person. But I know how much it meant to Klein last year when he got called up, kind of what he went through and the fan support that he had when he got to the big leagues last year. And so I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's a huge sense of pride, not only for them, but for the communities that, the high schools they went to, the cities, the towns that they grew up in. That's a big deal. And that should not be overstated is how important that is to your community, not just yourself, but people around you and everybody that helped you get here. And being from the same state that you get called up in must be a thrill.
Next is Jeff Arnold.
Hey, Brandon, what have the reports been from Zimmerman from the alternate site and just how he's been throwing and how he's been looking in ways where maybe he's gotten better since spring training 1?
Yeah, no, he's been throwing the ball well, but the reports I'm getting are that he is doing what he did in spring training, which was utilizing all of his pitches. He's got I like his fastball. I thought he threw a really nice breaking ball changeup in big league camp, competed well, and he's done that in Bowie also. So, this is the time for him, and looking forward to this evening when he makes his first start.